Welcome back to the Welcome to YouTube show, and Joe Eagle has something to say. And right there, Joe Eagle is ready to make that further step in his career to become the first undisputed champion. But right now, superstar Craig David preparing to take on Antonio Goldman in a quarterfinal matchup in this 8-man tournament to crown the first ever MPWF undisputed champion. And here we go tonight on the Welcome to YouTube show. And there he is, superstar Craig David. And what a couple months it's been for Craig David. Craig David has been fighting for Jason Rage, who was assaulted at MPWF's No Mercy and almost had his career ended by Helios Christ. Craig David has been fighting for his friend and has been on the losing end of things because Helios Christ is just sick as hell. That man is a freak, and he has been taking it to Craig David. But at the Bash, Jason Rage returned. And Jason Rage was the one this time taking out Helios Christ. Helios Christ hasn't even been reported anywhere near MPWF buildings, MPWF signs, or anything. Helios Christ is almost, it seems he's went into exile at the moment, and we're not sure where Helios Christ is or what he's doing, but we do know that Jason Rage will be on MPWF Raw Episode 7, the first edition of Raw on 2011, to explain the exact story from his point of view. So the MPWF Fanbase, you've been waiting for so long to find out exactly what happened between Helios Christ and Jason Rage. Well, your prayers have been answered. It was going to be answered on MPWF Raw Episode 7. And right now, here comes the new World's Heavyweight Champion, Antonio Goldman. Antonio Goldman was faced with the possibility of losing his career on MPWF Raw if he lost to Joe Eagle in a last man standing matchup at the Bash. Antonio Goldman was victorious and therefore is your new World's Heavyweight Champion. Now you gotta think that this sucks for Antonio Goldman. He finally won the World Championship, a belt he has been pursuing for over a year, and now, I mean, that title belt is pretty much invalid. I mean, it's a highly prestigious title, but there's not going to be no more title matches for that championship that Antonio Goldman has. It is all about this 8-man tournament. It is all about crowning the next undisputed champion. And Antonio Goldman thought he had a tough match against Joe Eagle at the Bash. Well, don't count Craig David short. The superstar is going to take on Antonio Goldman, and this is going to be one hell of a matchup here on the Welcome to YouTube show. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait. I am pumped to this action that is about to begin. And here we go, the current World Heavyweight Champion versus superstar Craig David, a former tag team champion, former internet champion. Craig David is still looking to win the big one here in his career. And Craig David with a reversal into a headlock and punching away at Antonio Goldman. I mean, both these men went through absolute hell at the Bash, so you can't say that one is in better shape than the other. Craig David took part in a non-sanctioned matchup against Helios Christ. Antonio Goldman went toe-to-toe with Joe Eagle in a last man standing matchup. So both these men are worse for real right now. And what's this? What a backbreaker to a netbreaker. What a move there by Craig David. Very innovative, and that is what Craig David is. He's an extremely innovative superstar, and that one almost caught Antonio Goldman there. And Antonio Goldman is going to have to completely change his game plan. I don't think Antonio Goldman has faced anyone this year that is as innovative as Craig David. And now Craig David springboard into the top rope. Oh, the corkscrew, and the kick catches Antonio Goldman right in the side of his head. Goldman getting on though. I think Craig David landed badly, and that's what happens when you go for the high risk. It is risk and reward. And sometimes the risk does not pay off, and it didn't pay off for Craig David. And what a clothesline there by Antonio Goldman. And Antonio Goldman telling the MPWF Fanbase that was a smart move, and it was. Craig David finds himself on the floor now, and now Antonio Goldman kicking away at Craig David. And now, clothesline again, and drops Craig David once more. And Antonio Goldman using his power to take down Craig David. Antonio Goldman is bigger than David. And what's this? Going for the shin breaker, and what a move there by Goldman. And will Goldman exploit the knee and the leg area of Craig David like Joe Eagle did just now to Lamar James Jackson? But David kicks out. And now going back for that headlock. And you saw the distress and Antonio Goldman earlier on in the evening when he spoke to Apollo, believed that tonight it should have been just like the undisputed tag team title match we saw earlier with the Natural Disasters, that we should have been having an undisputed title matchup between Apollo and Antonio Goldman. And a little bit of a history fun fact, the Welcome to YouTube show last year, the main event was Antonio Goldman versus Apollo. So I mean, Goldman wanted to have a rematch of that to crown the undisputed champion tonight, but obviously that's not happening. Oh, Craig David missing a kick. Now going for the headlock there does Antonio Goldman. Oh, Craig David with the reversal again. Craig David using his speed here. And now what's this? Craig David, oh, what a beautiful spinning suplex there, taking down Antonio Goldman. Craig David with great balance, great strength there. And now, oh, inverted DDT on Goldman. I think Goldman's going to start worrying about competing in an undisputed title matchup with Apollo and worry about Craig David in this matchup. I mean, oh, Craig David punching away at Goldman. What a side kick there to the thigh. Almost Charlie horsing Antonio Goldman there. And now he's picking him up. And now Craig David, Irish whip, sending Goldman to the rope. And now what's Craig David got in his mind? Looking to bounce off the rope, and here we go. And never mind. Craig David decides otherwise and decides to just kick Antonio Goldman off the ropes. And now what's Craig David doing? And oh my God, shooting star press there by Craig David. The superstar shows exactly why he is phenomenal. And Craig David looking to intellectually inspire all of his opponents. Oh, ain't nothing fancy about that. Craig David throwing Antonio Goldman, and Antonio Goldman's knees buckled over the steel steps. And now Craig David kicking Goldman in the gut. Oh, what a straight head kick there. Shades of Mirko Krokop by Craig David. And now Craig David getting back in the ring. And Craig David doing the smart thing here. If he could win this match by countout, I mean, he's still will advance. He still will head to the semifinals. And oh, look at this combination there by Antonio Goldman with a spit punch. And now another big clothesline by the world's champion. And now Antonio Goldman picking David back up. Oh, kick to the gut. And oh, what a neck breaker takedown there by Antonio Goldman. I mean, Antonio Goldman is one of the few one of the many superstars who are not happy about Yamasaki Yoshino still having a job here in the MPWF. Antonio Goldman, you know, was a good friend of KK Quams, and he said to him on Raw that, I mean, he wants Yoshino one-on-one at some point, and Yoshino is in this tournament, and he is on the opposite side of the bracket. So I mean, Yoshino has a tough match. Yoshino has to defeat Apollo, and Apollo's going to want to destroy Yoshino for costing him the match and MVP his career at The Bash. But if Yoshino can miraculously get past that, I mean, we could possibly see Antonio Goldman versus Yamasaki Yoshino in the finals of this undisputed championship tournament. Oh, Craig David here. Oh, corkscrew neckbreaker, aka Moonlight Drive, and that could be it. Craig David going for the cover, and I think we have a winner here too. And oh no, Antonio Goldman just kicks out. Craig David there with a Moonlight Drive, and oh, missing the corkscrew again. Missing the corkscrew off the top rope. And Antonio Goldman now kicking away. Craig David with a swinging neckbreaker. Antonio Goldman had that move well scouted, and now he's circling Craig David. No, turns him around. Irish whip, throwing David into the turnbuckle. And now what? And oh, setting him right on the top. And now, oh, what a punch to the face there by Goldman. Antonio Goldman looking to descend off the top rope with a superplex, and yes, he does. And Craig David's spine bouncing off the mat. And that could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, Craig David gets the shoulder up near full here. And this Detroit crowd is well into this matchup. Oh wait, David somehow fights back. And what's this now? Craig David looking for another spinning suplex. And no, just a stalling suplex there. Craig David struggling a bit, it seemed. And now, oh, Goldman with a reversal, switching around. And now going with the waist lock. And here we go. Oh, basic move there, Russian leg sweep. Highly effective though. And now Goldman picking David back up. And now kicking him in the gut. And oh, another neck breaker again. And Antonio Goldman working at that neck. I mean, if you can paralyze someone's neck, they ain't going anywhere. They're not moving whatsoever, and that will stop the speed of Craig David. And again, here comes the spit punch, and now Antonio Goldman with that combination Irish whip now, sending David back into the turnbuckle. And now, oh, another vicious clothesline there by Antonio Goldman. You can see Craig David feeling the effects of that on the floor. And now Antonio Goldman looking to descend, and the elbow drop connects in the heart of David. And now Antonio Goldman telling Craig David to get up. Goldman telling David to get up, and David's up now. And Antonio Goldman again with a kick to the gut. And now what's this? Oh, what a DDT there by Goldman. And that could be it. Craig David is not even moving anymore, but a rope break. David lucky that his foot was under the rope there. And now shooting around with a waist lock. There's Goldman now twisting away at the wrist. And now what's this? wrenching at the arm. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be heading for a break. When we return, we will have more of this quarterfinal action.